"Thanks for taking her, Finn," Seb said from behind Tyler. "Was it any trouble?" "None at all," replied the woman, whose voice never failed to make Tyler's pulse trip over its own feet. Facing away from her, toward the ball game, Tyler tried not to pay attention to the hairs rising on the back of his neck as she settled next to Sebastian. Tyler couldn't figure out if it was better or worse that she sat behind him. If she was in front of him, he could at least keep an eye on her, though he knew it would mean he wouldn't watch a second of the game. But behind him, she became a disembodied voice, the sound of which practically haunted him, if he believed in that sort of thing. Behind him, she became all sultry Louisiana drawl, smoky clothes, lavender and sage. The woman had the kind of voice that told a man exactly how her mouth tasted. Tyler shifted in his seat and did not turn around. The only thing more potent than her voice was her face, and he didn't need to turn around to call it up perfectly in his mind. Moon-pale skin, eerily light eyes, and plush lips. "Gah! Baseball, baseball, baseball," he reprimanded himself. He wasn't here to swan around about a woman, no matter how painfully beautiful she was. No matter if it made his feet sweat in his perfectly matched Nike socks to know she sat behind him, gorgeous and dangerous, like a gemstone tiger come to life. He was here because it was his quasi-nephew's 7th birthday and because a minor league baseball game was the second best way to pass a warm day, preceded in Tyler's mind only by the bike ride down Ocean Parkway that led to said baseball game. Well, he amended internally. Maybe the absolute best way to pass a warm, sunny day was indoors, tussling under the covers with some warm, sunny woman. The hairs on the back of his neck rose yet again, this time forcefully, and he wondered, uncomfortably, if the woman sitting behind him somehow knew that his thoughts had turned to sex. Serafine St. Romain claimed she was psychic, which Tyler wholeheartedly rolled his eyes at. He didn't believe in that kind of thing, and was naturally skeptical of people who did. But every once in a while, like right now, with the bright sun warming his baseball cap, when his skin gathered into goosebumps, Tyler just sort of wondered if parts of her claims could be true. Could she read his thoughts? "Yes," her voice said from behind him, low but clear and just as sexy as always. "What?" he asked, jolting and spinning around to face her. "What did you say?" And then he was facing her, and there was no looking away from the unabashed attractiveness of that high-cheekboned, clear-eyed, plush-mouthed face. He felt like he was suddenly staring into a solar eclipse. "Via asked if I texted with Mary today. I said yes," Finn responded dryly, though she smirked as if she knew exactly the reason his stupid heart had just fallen down the stairs. But she couldn't read minds, he reminded himself. That was ridiculous. It was just coincidence that her voice had broken through his thoughts at that particular moment. "Right," he said gruffly before turning back around. Then he quickly turned to her again. "Why were you texting with Mary?" One of Seraphine's dark eyebrows rose up her forehead, further framing her large, light eyes. "Because she's my friend." "Right," Tyler said again, just as dumbly as the first time. He turned back around and put his eyes on the game, feeling all sorts of bothered. He hadn't known that Serafine and Mary texted each other. It was stupid that it bothered him. It was stupid to feel like Mary was his and Seb's friend, not Via and Seraphine's friend. But damn it, it was he and Mary who dragged Sebastian back to life after Cora died. There was Sebastian and Tyler and Mary who'd laughed until they'd cried and then just plain cried together all those nights. It was Tyler and Mary who'd coordinated meals for Sebastian and done the grocery shopping and traded off babysitting without Sebastian even having to ask them. This time last year, and it had just been Sebastian, Mary, and Tyler at the annual Cyclones game they always went to for Maddie's birthday, riding bikes down the parkway to get there and scarfing processed meat and snow cones until the sun threatened to go down and they had to bike home. But Tyler had to admit that things were changing. This year, Maddie had even ridden his